Well, good morning. Hey, it's Leslie here at Factory Showcase Homes in Mansfield, Texas at the factory that builds your champion Athens Park model RVs. I have actually had my Starbucks, so I should be able to communicate fairly well now. Hey, we're going to be talking about ordering a house and the steps to order a house and what you need to know beforehand. The main thing is going to be a location. Think about where you're going to put it. Are you going into private property or are you going into an RV park? Those kind of things we need to know up front. You'll want to know about the property if make sure there's not any restrictions. The best way to do that is to talk to whoever's in your particular county, and you can see if they will allow the park model RV to be in that property, or if you need any permits. Keep in mind that you would be tapping into city water and city sewer. So when you do, you may need some kind of permits. The only way you would be able to find that out is if you actually called down or went down to whoever is in your permit office and get that straightened out with them first. Always send me a text or an email, and I can send you paperwork to go down there with that'll explain what the park model is and sizes, and you always want to take your floor plan, okay? When you're going into an RV park, we need to know a couple of things. Mostly, do they have a 100 amp service for your electric? Because if not, we will have to know that up front when we're doing the quote for the house, so that we can put in a 50 amp service with a pigtail. Now, if you do that, you're going to have a gas stove, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're going to do an all-electric house, it's okay, but it will be a 100 amp service, and you'll have an electrician run from wherever the meter is up into the house and hardwire into the house, which I've done a little segment about that. Also, if you are going to be able to have a 50 amp service with the pigtail, we need to make sure that it's okay with the community, that you can have a propane gas, or some RV parks have natural gas for the gas stove, okay? I know that sounds kind of frustrating, but it's not. It's really not. Most RV parks and most parks know, mobile home parks and things like that, they know what to do. They have their own people. They'll just tell you how much it's going to cost, because keep in mind, we do not pay for that. If you need to roll that into your loan, we would have to get that in writing somewhere with the bid, and we can turn that into the lender on your behalf with your expenses for the house. Okay. I wanted to go ahead and start from the top. You're going to see me moving around quite a bit, and you'll notice that I'm actually in the house that I use as my office right now, but sounds like we'll be leaving here pretty soon, and I'll be moving into a different office, but I'm still going to be here anytime you need me. And if you can't see me here, just call me at 214-207-3023. And I will do everything I can to help you over the phone or via internet for those who are out of state. So first things first, now that we know where we're going to put our house, if it's going to private property or if it's going to an RV park, you can get an idea as to which size will fit, okay? If you're going to, when you're looking at all the different floor plans, there's like 30, okay? But don't let it overwhelm you, because what'll happen is when you're looking at them after you've come in, or you might want to come visit me and I can go over it with you, but you'll get a feel for the house when you're walking in the house, okay? You're going to know if the 15 by 26 box is better for you. You'll know right away if that loft is something that you really need, or you'll say, okay, well, the community that I'm going to, it really needs to be a 12 wide. Okay, well, I will show you some 12 wides, and then you can decide if you need a loft or not a loft by then. And then you can also decide if you need any of the decks. Okay, and then of course you can put a deck off the front and the back, and I will help you with that, designing your floor plan. When you're looking at those floor plans, you'll be able to weed them out very quickly, because you're going to know what you like. We all do. So what you'll do is you'll say, okay, the 12 wides are not for me. Okay, the 15 wides are not for me. There's 4 2-bedroom option floor plans. You may say those 4 bedrooms, two bedrooms, I'm sorry. The 2 bedrooms are not going to work for me. So those are out, so just visit with me about it. You'll get one of these. In these, this is a quote, and every single person gets a quote. It's going to be backwards because we're on the camera, sorry. But we'll go over the base price. Base price for pretty much all of them is going to be in the 50s to 60s. Okay, it just depends on if you're doing a loft and which floor plan you're using, okay, or working with. But mostly 50s, 60s, okay? I'm always going to include the delivery up to 100 miles from here at the factory in Mansfield, Texas. Also, your mini splits, which is your heating and air system. I got to make sure, we live in Texas, y'all. You have to have that air. I know I do. So I'm going to make sure that's included. Also, your black electric coiled stove and a black 18 cubic foot refrigerator are standard in every quote. And of course, there's different options for different for different appliances. We have white, we have black, and we have stainless steel. There are going to also be some more information on my page. If you'll scroll down, you can see what is what is standard and what the options are. I actually took pictures and put a little group in there for you. Okay. So once you once you know where you're going, if you're going to land or if you're going to an RV park, you know the size of your house. Okay, we're going to look into your budget. You tell me what kind of budget you're needing, and we'll do our best to keep staying in that budget. And then we're going to need to know the timing. That's very important. Some of you have been following me for a while. You know that the factory is just a little backlogged, and no big deal. If you want first available, you will have to speak to me immediately. And the same goes for everyone. You will not be able to be put in for first available until after you've signed off on your actual quote, okay? So visit with me about that. You'll get one of these too. The best thing to do is sit with me. But some of you who are out of state, I will email it to you. You can see this. These are colors, options that you can choose from, and some of them are, the majority of them are standard, except for the tiles. There's like a lot of upgrades for the different style of tiles, so you can put your own flair on the house. We use PPG paint. You'll want to also decide on your wall color. If you don't know where to start, there's so many pictures on my page. I mean, go through my page. I assure you somewhere in there, you're going to find some things that you like. You're going to like this wall, this cabinets, this design. You'll see them firsthand pictures with the floor plan so that you can say, okay, Leslie, this is the one I liked. Let's pull from this house, and we'll take it from there, okay? There are several different exterior colors to choose from. I'll visit with you about that. When you're looking at this, I've actually posted this on my page. It's a list, and it goes through there, and it says exterior main color, exterior trim, the deck, the roof, the walls, all of those things will be on that sheet, and you can get a head start on it or come sit with me. I mean, no better place to actually see it in person other than here at the factory in Mansfield, Texas. The address is 606 South 2nd Avenue if you do want to swing by here. Something else, once we get all that done, we know where we're going. We know what our house, we've got a budget, we've got our approval. We'll sit down together one more time. We're going to go over the quote one more time. Make sure everything is square with you and me. And we still have the colors that are available. Because let me tell you, if you have ordered your house or spec'd out your house last year or the year before, your colors are not valid anymore. So we need to get you updated, okay? Let me update you. Then we're going to sit down and we're going to turn those numbers into your lender if you're doing financing. We're also going to go over them one more time. If you're paying cash, that's okay. Everyone, believe it or not, everybody's cash to us. I just have 2 lenders that we work with if you need financing, okay? And then the prices are not any different. They're just not. They're all the same. Actually, I don't even set the prices for options and upgrades. The factory does. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. They generally will require 10% down of your sales price for your order. Okay. So just keep that in mind. If it's 50,000 and you're doing more of the basic and standards, that's okay. If it's 60,000, keep that in mind. It's going to be about 6. And if you get into the 70s, I rarely get into an 80s, but if you do, just keep in mind 10%, and then we'll sign off on that. I'll have your signature on everything, paperwork involved, and we'll get it ordered for you. Once it's actually ordered, when it comes off the line, I will usually know the beginning of every month. I usually know what's going to come offline, and I can let you know if we expect your house. Okay. Before it leaves here, I am going to invite you back down. We're going to walk through this house, make sure everything is where it's supposed to be, and if there are any changes that need to be made, we'll talk about it. And normally by that point, we've already made all the changes. I do want you to come see the house before you actually do the closing. Keep in mind, even though you may have ordered your house a year ago, you do not actually do the closing until you're walking in the house. Okay, someone asked me that. Well, do I have to start paying on it as soon as it's ordered? No. You're not going to start paying on it until after you close, okay? Let's see if there's any questions here. Wow, good morning, everyone. I think we're good. Thank you. And what happened? Okay, what happened if I need land? If you need land. Okay, if you're going to buy land, that's great. One thing you might want to talk to your real estate agent about is making sure that there's no restrictions. Some of the areas have a build restriction minimum, and some areas have HOAs. And so you always want to talk to your realtor about because they're the one who are doing the land, or if you're buying for sale by owner or something like that. We actually don't get involved in the land, but if you are speaking with the realtor, you need to let them know you're doing a park model RV. This is an RV. It has a VIN number. It's also called a tiny home, and they're 399 square feet. Make sure that, let's talk about that for a sec, because when you have property, you need to make sure that no matter if your house is going to be a 12 wide or if it's a 15 wide, okay, you need to give the driver about 2 feet on each side to come down that road, okay? If there is some steep areas, or keep in mind, we need about 15 feet tall clearance. You are responsible for making sure these guys can get in there, because if not, then the house could be damaged. So the trees could hit the roof line of your house, or, if they go into a ditch. I'm just kidding there. I've never seen it. I've been around for a long time. I've never seen them go through the ditch. My driver's been around for a long time, about 40 years actually. But I'm just saying that so that give the driver about 2 feet on each side. If there's specific areas that he's going to that are heavily muddy, or heavily there's real sharp corners and turns, please let me know ahead of time. Maybe even take pictures and send it to me so I can send it to the driver and he's prepared. Okay. So that's more of the land situation, where talk to a real estate agent, make sure that they are, the property you're looking at is unrestricted, and ask if there's any utilities on there, and then always get bids for your hooking up the electric, the water, and sewer, whatever you're doing, whether it's septic or city water, it doesn't matter. You want to get those bids, but you don't want to actually have those installed until after the house is installed, okay? Now, let's see. I think that's pretty much everything so far. Okay, here we go. Do we offer payments? Actually, we work with 2 lenders. One of them is 21st Mortgage, and one of them is Triad. And both of them have applications that are online. So it only takes about 5 minutes to do the application. No, we don't have in-house financing, but yes, I do have 2 lenders that can help you with financing. And once you put in your application with them online, you know what your price is going to be. Always ask for a little bit more, okay, in case there's something changes along the way. What if you add in hookups or something, or skirting, or a special deck? Ramps. That's been a lot of people lately been asking for ramps, and that's okay. But if you need to add a little bit more options that are outside of the house to the loan, you can. You just want to always go in with a little bit more, requesting a little bit more from your lender, because you can always come back down. Even the same thing on your house. When you're designing your house, if that invoice gets too high, think of the things you can take out. Or if it comes in too low, which has been not too low, but lower than you expected. Here lately, we've had a lot of that. So people have been adding extra stuff in there because it's still in their budget. So when that happens, you will talk directly to your lender via email, or they also have a phone number there with the extension of your loan officer and their name. You talk to them, work out the details on the financing that you're going to be okay with, and then just let me know, and I will send the lenders anything they need from me. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jan. Okay, so if you guys need anything from me, you know where to find me. I don't get too far from here at the factory in Mansfield, Texas, and the address is 606 South 2nd Avenue. My cell phone number is 214-207-3023. I know there's a lot of details to go over. If you want to get started on your build, you've got the paperwork there on my page. Just scroll on down. You'll be able to find it. You'll actually see the colors, and then email me with any details or questions you might have, or give me a call, and I will be happy to help. It was so nice seeing everyone this morning. Thank you for your words of encouragement. It's a super Saturday and it's sunny. I am so excited to get out there and start running. Talk to you later, folks.